I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is Without a Crystal Ball, and it's time. Yay! Let's talk about Teen Mom OG. Last night's episode was, I can't decide, you guys. I don't know. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it boring? I don't know. I wasn't impressed. I'm not sure. Anyways, look at these girls. It's like so cute that they're best friends, y'all. Okay, so okay. So this episode was, I don't know, interesting. The title of the episode is actually called This Has Been HE Double Hockey Sticks. Yay! Right? Okay. Just kidding. No, that's really the title. Okay, so remember how last episode they were like going to the like Gary was like, Amber, you need to have liability. You need to go to the place and talk to the lady about the stuff that you're doing online, and you know that audio that leaked? Oh yeah, that audio? Yeah. I need you to go talk to someone and fix that. And Amber's all like, I do not have to fix anything. That was totally in the past. Okay. So he ends up taking her to this appointment. And at the very end of the episode, there was like this like big to do, and like the camera people were like, Amber, Amber, Amber down, Amber's down, you know, and then it's like, wee, 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 and then all of a sudden she's like fainted. And so this episode opens up and Gary's like in the car and he's all like, Christina, yeah, so like Amber fell down and the ambulance is just checking her out, and she just like went limp and stuff, you know, and Christine's like, okay, just tuck her in, baby. You be a good man, you know. And then like Amber gets into the car after being checked out, and she's like kind of dazed out. And you know, it's interesting because when Gary was actually talking to Christina, he was like, well, I was asking her about what happened in the appointment, and all of a sudden she fell. Did she really fall, or just did she not want to talk about it? I'm confused. I'm still not convinced it was real, but that's my opinion. So she gets in the car and she's all like, the doctor wants me to go to the hospital. And she's not going to go, of course, because why would she ever do anything that the doctors say she should do? So she says that she's going to go home. She's going to eat. Everything's going to be fine. And then Gary's like, well, how'd the appointment go? What? And she goes, well, it was good. I mean, I love my psychiatrist. My psychiatrist is amazing. I love him. But she was good. She's good for that anger stuff, I guess. It's like she wants everyone to remember that the only person that can help her is that guy that runs a center for kids. Yeah, that's right. But she was like, and he's like, did you make another appointment? And she's like, yeah. So that was that scene. And scene. Okay. Then we get to Maci, and this is like Maci sitting on the step. She's got her Bud Light. Everything's good. Okay. And she's talking to Taylor about the birthday party for Bentley and whether or not she had heard back from Mackenzie and Ryan. And she says that she hasn't heard back from them and she's not sure if they're going to come. And then you cut to Jen and Larry, who are like talking about remember how like Ryan got all like over at Jen and Larry? Well, he says that Jen is convinced that Ryan was sort of triggered by the fact that they had talked to Maci about some things, and Taylor and Bentley and all this stuff, all these conversations that happened when he was away, and that might have upset him, and that maybe like not talking to him about these sort of topics related to Maci and all of that would be better for him, because Jen says all that Ryan probably could think about was, I got in trouble. And now if I go see my son, I could get in trouble again, and I don't want to go back. And so he's not thinking about, Jen's like, he's not thinking about how, you know, Maci's reaching out. He's only thinking about the fact that he has this order that's preventing him from being around her, and he doesn't want to get in trouble. And then Larry's just like, yeah, I'm just not going to like talk about it with him anymore. End scene. Then we go over to Maci and Taylor, and they're talking about how like, has Ryan called you back? Is he going to come? What's going to happen? She's got her Bud Light in a koozie. She's all like, these kids, they destroy rooms all the time. You know, and then she's like, I don't know if he's going to come. You know, and Taylor's just like, well, if he comes, everything will be fine. It will be awkward. And she's like, yeah, it'll be awkward. Then we go over to Cheyenne. And Cheyenne is talking about how she and Matt had just like got into this argument about something. Corey is leaving for the challenge, and he's gonna make money for Ryder because every person that's literally on the challenge is the person that wins the $1 million. Okay. Anyways, Matt had been staying with her for a few weeks after he had moved to LA. Remember how Matt just showed up and was like, just kidding. I don't have an apartment, so can I live at your house? And then Cheyenne was like, really? No. I mean, you can stay here, but like, dude. So she talks about how there was like this epic argument between her and Matt at the house. And apparently like he had the audacity to put asparagus on her plate. And girl, she doesn't eat asparagus because it makes things stinky. And you know what I'm talking about, right? And so she's just like, well, he put asparagus on my plate. And I was just like, I don't like asparagus. Can you imagine getting mad at someone for putting asparagus on your plate? Seriously. I don't blame Matt for getting irritated here. So she's like, Matt was like, you need to be grateful. But then he starts yelling at me in front of my family and friends. And it was just really awkward. And I'm like, well, he got you a plate of food to help you, and then you complained about the asparagus when maybe he didn't even know that you didn't like asparagus, shy. All right, now over to Mackenzie, who's the irrelevant girl that nobody likes from in the cast because she's never a part of any of these conversations. Okay, so she's like, Josh has somehow agreed that he's not going to go on the road for the rodeo. And he is he's moved back in, and he's going to help with the kids and blah, 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 blah. And she goes over to Angie's house and her mom and tells her about how she was like on Instagram. She goes, you know how sometimes when you're on Instagram, Mom, and like you go in your messages and you just are like flip, 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 flip. And then, I saw one. I saw one from this lady, and she was offering me a job as a cheer coach. Yay! And then Angie was like, don't you have to travel if you do that? Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't it be weird if like you just asked Josh not to travel for rodeo and then you're going to take a job as a cheer coach? And I'm all thinking here like, it wasn't Mackenzie the one that got in trouble, right? Why would Mackenzie be worried about if she travels? It's Josh that's the one that has the problem when he travels. But if she's just going to go be a cheer coach, whatever. Okay. So she's just like, well, it's only traveling for like 6 weekends, Mom. And I'll just have to talk to Josh again. Okay, now over to Kate's house. And Kate's all like talking about Ashley. Now, Ashley is the friend that's like Tyler's friend that he calls dude. Yeah, that person. I hate when guys call girls dude. Why do they do that? We're not dudes. Anyways, maybe he thinks she's a dude. No, maybe he thinks like, yeah, you're my dude. I don't know. Anyways, so it's actually Tyler and Ashley. They're in the car and they're like driving over to like the court because remember Ashley, like she had to go take a little test and she forgot to show up. Yeah, then she got that warrant, and then like Cate and Tyler spend all of their money fixing everybody else's problems, which could be why they owe the federal government $850,000 and have 3 tax liens attached to their property, federal tax liens by the federal government. That's not a good look. Anyways, Ashley is like talking about how she just really, really, really hopes that she gets a good offer and that they cut her some slack. She's like, I've done all my classes. I've got some, I'm an asset. Like, I mean, I'm not much of an asset to the community, but I'm like at least something. And Tyler's like, everyone's an asset. I mean, everyone has something to give to the world. And then she's like, I pay my taxes. I have a job. And then Tyler's like, taxes? What? No, he didn't really say that. That was just me. It was just funny. It was funny that in this episode, on the day before when they leak about them opening, or the information is revealed about how they're owing taxes, Ashley's all, I pay my taxes and I have a job. And I'm thinking, Tyler, maybe you could talk to Ashley about how to pay your taxes. Okay. And then Ashley just wants a chance to do good. And she's like, thanks, Ty. Thanks for helping me. Cate and Ty, if you just spent your time actually worrying about yourselves and taking care of yourselves, you probably wouldn't be in this pickle to begin with. All right, back to Cheyenne. Now she's sitting down with her friend and she's like talking about how she's going to set up an event planning company and, she needs to set up her team and then they're going to do some events and then they'll put it on their website because you got to put the content on your website. Whatever. can you imagine like what would happen if you had to actually start an event planning from scratch and you weren't a famous person that was on MTV using your platform to like make money? I mean, at least she's trying to make something with the platform that she has. But this event planning company that she's gonna like launch is gonna be way easier because of the fact that she's like, you know, a reality star. Okay. So then Matt's at breakfast with his friends and he's like talking about how, you know, our love languages are just not meeting. And like, I just feel like my love language and her love language, we're just like not talking. It's just like there was this blowout and it wasn't like really a blowout. It was just like this argument. And there was some back and forth. And I mean, I regret because it kind of happened in front of her friends and her family. But, you know, we're going on this trip to Thailand. And so like, I'm just going to give her space. And like, I want us to work this out because like, you know, we're going to be thick as thieves. And his friends are just like, oh, you know, you just have to give her some space. You just have to give her some time. Okay. Then over to Ryan and Mac's house. Now I'll show you Ryan. Here is Ryan. Ryan's been walking around with like this thing. I think it's like his for vaping. I don't know. He had a cold. He sounded like he was super stuffy in this episode. I was like, what's going on with you, Ryan? He had a tissue in this episode, and he was just like, I just don't like Maci. I'm not cool with Maci. Okay, anyways. Ryan says he hasn't talked to his dad since the other night. He wants to be able, he wants to keep things like on the safe side with his dad. So they're not going to talk about certain things with his dad. He just said that he got really mad thinking about, you know, all of the stuff with Maci and the order, and he doesn't want to get in trouble. He really wants to be at the party, but he doesn't want to get in trouble. So that's sort of like what set him off because he doesn't want to go back and get, you know, have a violation of that. And then Max said that she talked to Maci about it and that they were all on the same page, that they were going to stay away. They needed to have their space. And then Ryan's just like, I'm just tired of everybody kissing her ass. All right. And then Maci shows her privilege and she's all, we planned a private zoo tour for Bentley. A private zoo tour. Imagine your privilege when you're a teen mom planning a private zoo tour. Yeah, that's right. The zoo was shut down and Bentley got the zoo to himself or something. Anyways, and she's like, I hope Ryan and Matt can show up. And they walk around the zoo and they have fun. And then Mac and Ryan are like in the car and they're like trying to drive there. And, you know, Ryan's just like, I'm nervous. I don't want to be late. And then Ryan looks like he looks like he's sick. I don't know what is wrong with Ryan. And he's got all these scratches on his face. Anyways, he finally like gets there and they're singing happy birthday and yeah, cut. And then they're singing like happy birthday to you, blah blah blah, and then it's like end scene. Okay, then Catelynn is like back at Catelynn and Tyler. She's like, it's been a while since Ashley and Tyler left and I am starting to get concerned. And then it's like Tyler in this car with Ashley and they're like going out for breakfast and Ashley finds out that she actually did really well. She's not going to go back to the clink. They extended her her time on probation and Tyler calls Cate from the breakfast plate and he's like, oh my God, Cate, she's totally in jail. And then Ashley's like, no, I'm not. Hi, he's just joking. Ha ha ha. They just extended it. I'll be fine. End scene. All right. Now, Amber. So Amber's sitting in her, Amber has no friends, and she's sitting in her kitchen with David, the producer, and he's asking her about this plea deal. And she's been presented with this plea deal, and the guy's like, well, who's going to come to the court with you? And she's like, Gary and Christina and my mom and my aunt and Larry. Yay, Larry! MTV. Yay! She didn't really say that anyways. And then she's like, I just want this done. I want this over. And she's going to have to do 2.5 years of probation, a bunch of requirements. David's like, does this feel like a victory? Because you know that's like how they're trying to already spin. They're already trying to spin it this way. And they're like, does this feel like a victory? And he's all like, She's like, no, this is not a victory. This has all been hell. All of this has been hell. She's nervous because she doesn't know if the judge is going to accept it. And And then they go to the actual court hearing, okay? And it's raining, and she's got her umbrella, and she's got Larry next to her. Good old Larry walking her in, because, that looks good for MTV. Supporting the TV person. Yay, MTV. And they have this, great rendering of her sitting in the, at the table in court, and she's like looking all annoyed at Andrew, and then they play a bit of his impact statement where he basically says that he was talking about how she was cursing around James, and he was asking her not to curse around him, and he said, you always said, well, he's a baby, it doesn't matter. And he just said, Amber, I really hope that this will help you become a mother for once, and you can become the mother that you want to be. Okay. Well, apparently Amber didn't like the statement. It riled her up. It set her off. So the judge signs off on the plea deal. She walks out this way. Andrew walks off that way, and they go over to Gary's house. And Christina's like, how do you think she's doing? And Gary's like, I think she's doing okay. But, Amber, she got all riled up, because, Christina's like, I think Amber is just overwhelmed and upset. And Gary's just like, I think he was just trying to rile her up. What? Rile her up? You mean with his impact statement where he literally talks about, what he went through? Yeah, what he went through and how it affected him and his boy. That whole thing was to rile up Amber. I'm sure that was his plan the whole time, Gary. My God, these people. Gary did not win favors last night, and people on Twitter were not happy, let's just say. And Christina's like, yeah, I can't believe he said, for once in your life, be a mother. And I'm sitting there thinking, Christina, aren't you raising her daughter? Who's more of a mother to Leah than Amber? Oh, that's right, you are. So isn't his statement probably a little bit accurate? Yeah. So again, making Andrew the bad guy. And then this is the dumbest thing that Gary said. He's like, this is the best deal for Andrew because he can taunt her online and get her to go back. And then just think, if she goes back, then she gets 5 years. And then he gets custody, he gets the child support, and he gets everything that he wants. Well, wait a minute. If she's locked up, Teen Mom isn't going to be giving her any checks. What child support is he going to get? Period. Point blank. And isn't that how you got custody of Leah, Gary? Wasn't that a good thing for Leah, Gary? When was the last time you allowed Leah to spend the night with Amber, Gary? Seriously, and do you think this was the master plan that Andrew had the whole time? I want to take everything from Amber. Yeah, I'm going to move to Bodunk, Indiana. I'm going to have a baby with this girl, and then I'm going to send her off to the clink. What? That's the dumbest, ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I can't even. So anyways, that's how we're going. And then we have, what was I going to say? And then if she screws up, she'll go for a full 5 years. And then back to Mackenzie, and she's at the cheer gym, and people are doing flips, and then they travel and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you're going to have to travel a lot. And she's like, well, I'll talk to Josh. Everything will be fine. End scene. All right, then back to Maci. Because literally, Mackenzie's just sort of irrelevant, you guys. Let's just be honest. Okay, so Mackenzie says they're at the zoo, and Ryan feels bad because the animals are in permanent jail. He I don't like this place. It's the animals are in jail forever, and he walks around, and Maci's I'm just going to give him space. And he's being goofy, and he's him and Mackenzie are kind of walking around, and Mackenzie's got a humongous baby belly, and their son Jagger, I don't know if he was there or not. And then cut scene to Maci then at her friend, and she's sitting with her friend Katie, who is apparently the only person that she talks to about Ryan. And this is afterwards, because why can't they just talk about the good things that happened? Hey, Ryan showed up. Ryan was with us. He walked around. He saw Bentley. Yay, Ryan. So here she is sitting with Katie. They're drinking some sort of beverage. And she's just I don't know, something about Ryan was just really off. I've seen him look better. It's this is the first time I've seen him in a really long time. And, the cycle is just starting over all again. And I just think he's back. And like everyone is gonna like enable him still. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, hey, Maci, if you really cared about him, why wouldn't you just call Jen and Larry instead of talking about it on MTV? Oh, that's right, because this is your whole storyline. And I'm really getting tired of this, like, them dragging each other back and forth. Can we not have just a storyline where you guys aren't talking about each other and you're just, like, doing your best to be parents instead of, like, worrying about what everyone else is doing in your house? I mean, I get it. You might be concerned, but at the same time, if you are really concerned, what does sitting around and talking to Katie about it do? Nothing. All it does is make a scene for MTV. So she's just like, the clock is ticking even faster. Like at some point, he'll have to hit rock bottom. So she's basically decided that he's already back at it. And now he's back using, and she's just, that's it. And then Katie's just like, he's just never going to hit it if he doesn't have like, and she's like, he's going to have to lose everything. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, first off, do you know this is actually what's happening? Do you know? Did you talk to them? Did you ask him? Oh, you have this order so you can't talk to him. Did you ask Jen and Larry? Did you talk to anyone? What does talking to Katie about it and then putting this out there to the world? Now everyone thinks he's using again. Whether or not he is, I don't know. This is the part of this that drives me nuts. This is the one part of this that drives me nuts. I don't know what's going on with Ryan, but I just don't like that that's like out of the entire party, that's what you had to talk about. Anyways, back to Cate and Tyler. And they're going to talk to Ashley about Ashley moving in with them. So Ashley is apparently like going to stay with them because she's on probation in the county that they're in. And so she's going to live there with them during that time for 6 months. But, they apparently in this round circle house that has like weird windows and a farm, they don't have an extra bedroom. Weird. And so she's just like going to sleep on the couch. Am I the only, okay, like I'm all for helping a friend, but when you have 2 kids, 2 young children, you're going to like literally have a friend stay on your couch? That just seems so bizarre to me. I don't live in that world. Like as much as I love my friends, I would never be like, yeah, come interrupt my life for the next 6 months. What? Is this why these 2 end up in all the financial problems that they do? Because they're constantly helping everyone and not spending money on like paying taxes? It was just weird. And so she's going to apparently like sleep on the couch. Ashley has a job. She says that she's going to take her time to work. And Catelynn says it's fine because she doesn't annoy her and it's totally fine. Anyways, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not sure. And she's going to be independent and get a place and something like that. So Ashley's going to stay there indefinitely, which seems really weird, like without a room. Like, why wouldn't you just, like, find a place? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways. So, Cheyenne and Matt. Now, this is the part of the show where I literally decided that Cheyenne would be the worst girlfriend. Like, I would not, if I was in a relationship with Cheyenne, I would have broken up with her right in this moment. But I probably would have broken up with her before because I would have never gotten into a relationship with her because I feel like she's like high maintenance or something. So Matt comes over to talk to her, and he like apologizes because his emotions got the best of him. And he talks about how like the way that you show love and receive love isn't the same way as I do. And I don't feel like things are being reciprocated, so I think he's concerned about how, she's not being affectionate. She's not telling him she cares about him. She's not showing that she cares or like wants to be around him or sending him messages. And Cheyenne's just like, listen, I don't need to be affectionate. I don't need no cute texts. I don't want to hold you. I don't need to hold your hands. I don't need to tell you I love you all the time. I don't need to give you kisses. Wait a minute. So you don't need to have any like affection, texts, messages, any cute names. So wait a minute. You don't need anything in a relationship? Then why would you be in a relationship? Isn't part of being in a relationship being affectionate? I don't know. If I was Matt in this case, I would run. And so, she's like, I don't need that to feel good about myself or a relationship. So she doesn't need that. Okay, so they're going to go to Thailand. And then he says, well, I feel weird about that. And she's just like, yeah, I'm just going to go to Thailand without you. And I need to process this because, this happened in front of my friends and families. And so, yeah, I just need some space. And so Matt's like, okay, that's cool. I'm just going to respect you. And he's like, I'll give you your space. Thanks for talking to me. I love you. And she's like, she doesn't say a word. They don't touch. They don't even look at each other. Ugh. She's cold. Cold as ice. I mean, I get it if you're mad, but at the same time, like, is this how is she always with boyfriends? Why would you have a boyfriend if you're not going to touch? I don't get it. Anyways, back to Mackenzie. They talk about how she tells Josh about how she got offered the job and traveling. And, Josh is like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I can help out. That's fine. Because she's like, oh, well, the coaching is after school and after you get off of work. And I feel bad because then you're going to go home to work and come back and take care of the kids. You mean be a dad? And he's just like, no, it's fine. I'll help out. It's fine. It's fine. And with traveling, we'll figure it out. Like, maybe I can come with you guys. Maybe I can bring the kids. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Like, Josh is being very accommodating. So their storylines this week was boring. All right. Back to Amber. Ambi is back on the couch. Yep, back on the couch with Gary. And she's just like, I am just so annoyed. Like, I'm annoyed. Like, I can't talk negatively about Andrew anymore, and I want to. I really want to talk negatively about him, but my attorney said I can't. I can't say anything. No, you can't say anything about part of your terms is that, you can't, try to, you have an order of, there's a protective order here. So you can't use your social media to continue to batter him and make him feel bad. This is like you protecting him. It's not like your lawyers. There's literally an order. And the judge told you, I think, at the hearing that you needed to comply with this and not pop off, and you needed to, show that you could control yourself. And she said that she really wasn't expecting to feel the way she did about the deal because she's like, they want me to take parenting classes. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous? Wait a minute. When was the last time you were a parent? Do you have physical custody of any of your children where they spend the night for weeks at a time? When was the last time you had a child for weeks at a time? Who's been raising your kids, Ambi? I'm pretty sure you should have some parenting classes. That's just me. So she's confused because, she has to do all these classes, and then she's going to have a therapist and a psychiatrist, and it's going to be like so much. It's going to be, you're going to have to do so much work, and I don't even need to do this work. It's so stupid. And she's like, the only thing she's upset about is that she can't speak. She's not upset about the classes. She's not upset about the plea deal. She's upset that she can't drag Andrew. I'm just so stuck. I feel like very angry about it. It's very annoying. I'm very angry that I can't drag Andrew. I'm very annoyed that I can't drag Andrew. I'm very annoyed that I can't drag Andrew. Yeah, that's pretty much what she said. And she's like, it's just so annoying that, like, I can't talk about him for 2.5 years. Now we know why. Now we know why her handlers took away Instagram, Ambi. Pretty safe to say that it was shortly after you threatened Andrew and Matt and me on Instagram Live, that they took everything away, and your attorney said, listen, if you keep doing this, they're going to violate your probation, so quit it. So she's like, it's like they're setting me up to slip up. If I can't even talk about him, it's like they're just waiting. They're just waiting for me to say something. No, Amber, they would prefer that you not slip up. That's why they gave you this deal. They're giving you this opportunity, Amber, so that you can do something for yourself. Take care of yourself. Do better. Get the help you need. So far, she doesn't need anger management. She doesn't need parenting classes. She's got it all worked out, y'all. And she's like, but there is no way. I am not going back. I am not going back. And Gary's just sitting there like, yeah, okay, whatever, Amber. So that's how the episode ended. And I'm just like sitting here like, you're seriously upset that you can't talk about Andrew and you're being set up to fail. Okay, Amber, I guess you didn't do that thing with that large object at the door And there isn't audio and video of everything that happened that night. But whatever. Next week, they're going to talk about the audio and video. Again, do you think I'll get credited? Probably not. So that was this week's episode. Outside of the Amber storyline, it was a snooze fest. We'll check in later this week to see what's going on with the ratings. And I will let you guys know how it's holding up. A lot of places are already reporting that the ratings are not doing well, they're tanking, and that as it keeps slipping, at some point, MTV is going to have to make a decision. So I would love to know what your thoughts are about this. And well, you guys, I have a super big and exciting thing. If you are a fan of 90 Day Fiancé, check out my stream. I'll put it up here so that you can click it. But I did a recap of yesterday's Sunday night's episode of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days because I have baby girl Lisa coming on for an interview tomorrow. So I'm going to interview her tomorrow at about 9 a.m. and then I'm going to upload it for you guys to hang out. If she's available, baby girl said she'll show up and hang out in the live chat. It's easier for me to record these versus having it be on a live stream right now because YouTube's being weird. But since you guys are digging it, make sure you check out my recaps. And we're going to talk to baby girl Lisa tomorrow Without a Crystal Ball. All right, you guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be back later with more. Bye.